All right.
At least
Goody,
it
goody,
didn't.
goody.
Yay!
So, Gail, without any
Yes.
further ado, thank you for putting up with us. I mean, sorry.
Oh, it's
But
fun.
you'd had to put up with Ginger all those many years, so
That's right.
sorry
Yeah.
about fair play. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, she broke me in.
I have a daughter who
You're
did that
beautiful,
too.
just
Nothing
like
like
Ginger.
your sweet Ginger, I'm sure. And my daughter's about to have a baby induction tomorrow night, so we're gonna still have the live because it's gonna take a while.
Has she had it yet?
No,
You're
she's
waiting?
gonna be induced at 6 p.m. tomorrow.
Oh, poor
The day
thing.
after. Yeah.
Yeah, that's painful.
Ugh.
Yeah,
I know. I've had so many. All right. So first of all, tell us about the car crash, or you can say anything you want. And Ginger, if you want to jump in anytime, you can, of course.
Okay.
Well,
and I see Michelle is still kind of looking confused, but go ahead.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm so excited to hear this. I've been looking forward to this.
Me too.
I'm so excited to hear this. I'm so happy you're here, Gail.
Well, I'm kind of nervous, so I made some notes in case,
Don't be nervous. We're all family here.
I don't want to miss anything to tell you. So it really started on a Memorial weekend, and we weren't feeling really well. And we thought, well, we wanted to go see our son because my husband's birthday was nearby, and thought we'd go and celebrate that. So we went to Reno, Nevada, where he lived. And that night we said, let's just go home tomorrow. We just feel like we need to go home. And so we, went to dinner with him and told him we just decided to leave. So the next morning we got up and we started to leave, and my husband is diabetic also. So we got in the car to take off, and he's such a good driver, so he always drove the mountains. Well, we get up on the pass and he's going too close to a truck. And so it's like, whoa, Vern, you're so close to that truck. And he said, oh, I think I fell asleep. I said, my goodness, we only been in the car about 15 minutes. Pull over and let me drive. So he said, yeah, I think I will. So he pulled over and I drove. We got down to the end of the mountains, down into the valley, around Valley Springs, and driven that path many, many times. And he said, I'll drive the rest of the way. I rested and I feel good. You get some rest. I said, okay. Well, I don't go to sleep in a moving car, but I did lay back and try to rest. And I felt the car pick up speed. And so I looked and I said, oh my gosh, you're going off the road. And he was asleep, I guess, or knocked out because he just moaned, just a groan.
Was his sugar low? Did he have hypoglycemia, you think?
He just had a snack, so I don't know. He just passed out. Yeah, never know. He just passed out. And so, and I think when I said, you're going off the road, I think it woke him up enough. He pressed on the accelerator instead of the brake, because it went faster and faster. And went off the road, and there was a car coming toward us that saw it. It's how we know what happened. But it went off the road. It went into an embankment and flipped upside down, went over 3 times. The car landed right side up, and it was flat, just flat as could be.
Oh, God.
And we were bent over in the car. But all I remembered was hearing the metal crunch, And I had thrown my arms up in the air as we were going off, which not a good thing to do. It left me paralyzed because of that. But so I guess they called the highway patrol, and they came and said, don't expect live bodies. But I, in the meantime, was pulled out of the car, and I could look down and see the bodies. I could see myself and my husband in the car, and it was really, kind of shocked me. It's like, whoa, wait, what's going on, And I didn't have a floating feeling or anything. It was just like, it was okay to be there, And I thought, I wonder what's happening. And then a voice said to me, you're okay,
Was it a male voice or a female voice? Or could you tell?
That's so interesting. I couldn't tell if it was male or female. It was a very mellow, just a kind of a deep, but not a deep voice, you know, and very direct. You knew this person was in charge, you know, and so then all of a sudden I was swooped away from there. The next thing I saw was buildings around me. I didn't go in the buildings, but I was around the buildings, still floating. And the next thought I had was, I'm home. I've been here before. It was strange. And everything was just so beautiful. And everything was so bright, not sunlight bright, but bright. Didn't hurt your eyes, but everything was white, bright as could be. And I lost my train of thought there for a second.
You're doing great, Gail.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
And the
buildings, what they were made out of.
Yeah, the buildings were
Energetic.
Yeah, energy around me. Everything was energy. I could feel it. I didn't understand it, but I could feel it. And the voices, and I knew there were two. I don't know why I knew this, because I thought I only heard one voice, but I knew there were two energies around me. One of them was hugging me. I felt arms around me, you know, consoling me. And they told me that my body was very broken. They said, your body is very broken. Do you want to stay in this life? First they said, you love your life. And I said, yes, I do. And they said, do you want to stay in this life? And I said, yes, very much so. And they said, okay, you will, but you're going to have a very long recovery. And I did, like 16 years still going. But anyway, they kept, I saw people too, and I thought it was my grandmother, but it was like an outline of people. It really wasn't even an outline, because I couldn't make out faces, but I could make out body shape, you know. And but they didn't talk to me. They started coming toward me. And when I said I was going to stay here, they backed off. So it's like I wasn't allowed to.
Off. We're not going to have the homecoming party, guys.
Yeah.
Party the cake. And
she's
the
going
cake.
home.
No cake, no cake.
She's going back.
Yeah, she's going back. Party's over, you know. But
everything was telepathic.
Yeah, everything was telepathic. I didn't see any mouths move, you know, and I didn't get to see them. But yet I knew there were two of them. And I couldn't believe how light we are there. It's like not physically light. I mean, emotionally, there's no burdens. There's no heaviness, you know. Didn't realize how heavy we are here. And I mean, really just weighted down with our emotions and our spirits. It's just heavy here.
Yeah.
And there it was just so light and so happy. I mean, really, really happy, like a child when they see their first Christmas. That's what it felt like, you know. It's like, this is wonderful. And I thought, why did I say I want to stay here? You know, but it was kind of like, it wasn't really my choice. It was like they let me know that that's what I was going to do. You know, the way they put it to me is, you want to stay here. So it's like, okay, yeah, I do, you know. But
you would have had a choice, right? I mean, Erik, would she have had free will, and this was just a recommendation for her?
In her case, yes, but not everybody has it quite that way. So that was Gail's experience. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Did you regret that decision ultimately or not?
I wondered about that. Because I thought, why did I say that? Because for one thing, my family was in the back of my mind too, you know. I'm not sure my husband could have handled it, you know. But these thoughts were going so quickly that I didn't really have time to think it through. It was just kind of like, okay, I'm staying. Yes, I want to stay. Yes, I love my life, And, but then when you see how wonderful it is there, and now when people pass away, I look at it so differently, because when you look at them and they kind of have a smile on their face, I know what they're seeing. It's like, wow.
So you probably had maybe you never did, but you probably have no fear of death now.
No,
For yourself, even.
No. And, my husband, I lost him 5 years ago, but before he passed away, he used to ask me, are you sure that was real? Are you sure that's what happened? I said,
he knows now.
Yeah, he does. And I thought about that. I thought, well, he does now. Well, of course, Ginger has talked to him, and he said, yeah, it's just like what you said, but it's just a marvelous feeling. And when I came back, all I could think of is that I need to tell everybody, and I was trying to tell my other daughter was at the emergency room when they brought me in, and I thought I was telling her. She said my jaw was broken and she couldn't make out what I was saying. But I was trying to tell her, we've got to tell everybody. They don't know. It's, I've got to tell them, but yeah. And then, of course, I was out for 9 days on life support. But everybody was worried about me, and the doctors had told the kids, didn't expect me to make it, so be prepared for that. So they were concerned about when I'd wake up, because I had tubes in me and ventilator and all that. And they, mother will panic for sure, because, that's me. And, but I woke up, I wasn't panicked because I knew that everything was going to be okay. They had told me, but I couldn't tell anybody because my mouth was wired shut.
Oh, gosh.
So I couldn't tell anyone until I could write. Well, one arm was paralyzed, one arm was broken in a cast. So can't write and you can't talk, you can't communicate. So I had to lay there and just know what I knew and couldn't tell anybody,
For how long?
Sit with that.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's just really something, getting to be there and see that and have them talk to me and tell me, how it was going to be.
I want to ask you about the buildings, because Erik talked about those buildings too. And Erik, you said that they actually, maybe not all of them, but the buildings are made of actual spirits, the energetic body of spirits that morph and change. You said that in your book, My Life After Death. Is that what she was seeing when she saw the buildings were energy, or is it something different?
He says they're alive. They're living buildings. Like he calls them living cities.
Wow.
I didn't understand what they were. I just knew that they were, energy, and so that makes sense.
What about everything? The colors? Were the colors, the sounds? You want to describe anything else?
The colors of the building, to me, they were white.
Of the afterlife at all, any part of the afterlife.
Yeah, the landscape. Yeah, landscaping had color. It was beautiful, absolutely vibrant. We don't, there's so many things there that we don't have the English language for.
Yeah,
we don't have words to explain it. At least I don't.
No, most people don't.
Yeah, but it's. I wish everybody could experience it without having to stay,
I know. Well, we eventually will.
Come back.
So, Erik, who was that first voice, that androgynous, not female, not male voice that talked to her after the crash, after she left her body?
He's saying that the higher self and a guardian angel, but he also says God's presence.
Oh.
God's presence was with
you.
See,
that's what I said because I tried to, when I got to where I could write, I wanted to write it down, so I was afraid I'd forget, which I found you don't forget any of this.
Wow.
If it just happened, you never forget.
It's not like a dream where you forget 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah, you never forget. And I know I've heard doctors say, oh, it's a medication, that's why they thought that, or this happened to their brain, that's why they thought. No. When it happens to you, it's real. And, there's no doubt in your mind at all that it's real. It's just really something. I'm thankful that I got to experience it and be here. But, did you have any other questions?
Yeah, who were the other two people that hung around you energetically?
Yeah, see, I don't know. I call them angels. I called it the higher source or God and angels.
Yeah,
Because
my
grandmother growing up, she was very spiritual, and she's very psychic, and she always told me, she said, God has angels and they'll always be with you, and they'll take care of you and watch over you. So I always remembered that as a child, growing up. And so when I heard them, then that's what I thought. And when they put their arms around me, it was like a comforting that you just know you're safe. Everything's going to be okay.
Erik, was this one of them, her guardian angel that hugged her, and of the two people?
That's right. That's right.
Who was the other one? Another type of angel?
Yes.
An archangel?
Yes.
A guide, spirit guide, family member?
He's actually, there's 3 that I pick up around you with God's presence, and it's like they're speaking in unison, and there is a grandmother energy that's there, and there is angelic energy. Erik says guardian angel, and he's saying like a teacher angel, a teacher, a guide or a teacher angel. He says that, like, that's you. That's like you have an angelic vibration. So he's calling them family, like your family.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow. Is he an earth angel?
Yes.
Wow. That's so rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Generations of your family is very sensitive. So
yes.
I mean, it's very obvious that you're Ginger's mom. How clear, like the two obviously runs in your family. Erik says yes, goes way back in your family.
Is my grandmother, she was very psychic, and she knew a lot of things, and like she told me, spend as much time with your mother as you can because she won't be here long, and she died at 47.
Gosh.
And so she knew that, and my grandmother was in her 60s when she passed away, to her late 60s, but it didn't bother her. She said, she knew, but I don't think she ever went there because she didn't tell me anymore other than angels were with me, So she did say, because my grandmother was quite comical, she did say that if she'd been born 100 years earlier, she'd been burned as a witch.
All right, let me ask you, when you're back,
Mm-hmm.
do you have any new abilities? Have you changed in any way spiritually besides just the knowledge and the comfort and all that? Or do you feel like you're more intuitive, psychic, you're channeling more, or anything, even physical differences, mental differences, emotional differences?
Well, I know that I'm more patient than I ever was. I look at people differently, I'm not as critical of people. At least I try not to be, or judgmental. So I've noticed that too. And what?
Your perspective has changed.
Oh, yeah, my perspective. Yeah, perspective had changed on religion.
What do you mean? How so?
I don't think of religion as something you have to have or something you have to do. I think it's per person, how you feel about it, and what it does for you, So and it seems like since I know what's on the other side, I'm very careful to what I listen to, because some people just don't quite have all the information,
Most of us don't.
Yeah.
So what was your practicing religion, if you had any? Were you
LDS, Mormon?
Oh, Latter-day Saints. Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how do you feel about that now? Do you still subscribe to that, or are you more like a spiritualist, or
more like a spiritualist. I do know that they do have a lot of it right, you know, but a lot of
every
them do.
religion has kernels
Right.
of truth in it, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They all have it right to a point,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
certain things. So, but yeah, I look at myself as more of a spiritualist instead of religious.
So,
But
Eric,
that's
was this a spiritual contract for her? And if so, what was it?
Yeah, that's what he was just saying. So you're channeling him, Elisa?
I feel like I'm feeling a lot of this stuff for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was just telling me.
Yeah.
So he actually says that you've had a near-death experience in other lifetimes. So this isn't the first time that you've done this.
Wow.
Well, in this lifetime, but he said that you had set it up in your spiritual contract, like as if some people have a walk-in or some people have a like he says, like an exit point, and you wanted the choice. That was an opportunity. He says that the purpose is for purification. It's a shift, shift in perspective. Exactly what Ginger said: perspective, and also to share, to spread the news.
I felt yeah.
And that's the way I felt too.
Yeah,
that
carry that.
Right. And that's something I try to do. However, it's kind of strange to me is that everybody seems to want to know, but there's some people I can tell and some I can't, you know? And I know immediately when I start to talk about it, just something tells me stop. And so I do.
Yeah, when they start getting glazed over and start backing away, I know.
Yeah.
But then there's people that said, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you said that because the other day I saw two angels standing by my dumpster." And you know what to expect, okay?
Well, like I had one lady that visiting me, and her daughter had been killed in a car accident just 2 or 3 weeks earlier, and she said, "If I just knew she was okay." And I said, "Well, let me share something with you." So then I told her, you know, about my experience with it. And she said, "Thank you so much. That made me feel so much better," you know. And there was another lady that her baby had drowned. And I don't know how you survived that, but she was having a very difficult time. And it had been several years. And she was going to the cemetery because it was his birthday. And so I was telling someone else about what happened. And she heard me and she goes, "Would you please sit with me and tell me?" And I said, "Okay." I'm sorry. It's really emotional to me.
Of course, losing a child, it's, I get it.
Yeah.
But so I sat with her and I told her what had happened and what I saw. And she just said that it made such a difference to her that now she looks at it totally different. And she felt like she could handle it now.
Wow. That's pretty awesome.
That's beautiful. And that's exactly it, because you're a healer, and being able to give that to somebody is a precious, priceless gift.
I had an incident before this wreck and before all this happened. I had a lung infection that I had a couple of turtles. I think they were turtles or tortoises. I don't know. My father-in-law gave them to me, but I got a lung infection from cleaning their cages, and I got really, really sick, and I ended up in the hospital.
Was it salmonella? Usually doesn't affect the lungs.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was.
They can carry diseases. And what happened?
Oh, I was bad. And so when I went to the hospital, I said, "I want a blessing." And so they sent the missionaries and gave me a blessing. And I just felt I could tell that something was different. And I said, "I want to go home." And the doctor said, "No, I don't want you to go home." And I said, "I have to go home. I'm starting a new job. I want to go home." And so he said, "All right, if you'll come back in 1 week, you must come back in 1 week." So I promised, right? And so I didn't go back, and he called me and he said, "I want to see you right now." All right. So I thought, geez, guy, I'm
What's she
fine.
pushing?
Yeah. And so I went, and of course they took x-rays right away when I came in. And so then he said, well, I was prepared to tell you, you have less than 3 months to live. He said, but I'll show you your x-rays. And he showed me the one that he thought had cancer in it. And he showed me the ones of that day. And he said, so there must have been a mistake. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. I knew there wasn't a mistake.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
So-
so incredible.
Yeah. So things like that have happened to me too.
Healing's a
So,
real thing.
Yeah.
You are a miracle.
Yeah.
You're a miracle. And sharing your story is sharing that miracle with all of us.
Yeah.
And that
Thank
is
you.
thank you. That is
Thank
beautiful.
you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Michelle,
Yeah,
can you
there's-
turn your volume up a little bit?
Oh, why, yes, I can.
Well, thank you. So Gail, can you describe is there anything else you want to describe? Like Erik said, the bark on the trees was alive and just cool stuff. The sounds were just different and
well, everything was different. It was just so,
No words for some.
yeah, there's no words for some of it to explain it. It's just so beautiful and so vibrant and so colorful and so bright but it doesn't hurt your eyes. I mean, you'd think it would, but it doesn't hurt your eyes. It's just beautiful and soft, and everything is soft.
Did you see colors that we don't have here on Earth?
Yeah, you do. We don't have them here. We don't have anything here like there. It's just.
Erik said it was like mud, compared to like a layer of mud over what we see here compared to over there, like drab.
Yeah, he's saying clarity. It's like having it's like I can see, and he's sharing something with me. When I was on a lot of the opiates, and when I finally got off of them, I didn't realize how clouded things were for me. And what he's just showing me is, do you remember, Michelle, that first day you were driving down the street and you were like, oh my God, these signs are so bright and everything is
wow.
And he says it's very similar. It's like that I can see everything so clear and beautiful. Yeah,
it is so clear, and everything is so full of love. It just everything is full of love.
Did you feel like you had a chance to like, were you in that moment of like, oh, I just want to look at this and hold on to this? Did that ever cross your mind, or did everything just kind of happen so fast that?
It all really happened so fast, and then it was like later, I wish I'd asked this. I wish I'd asked that. And I wish I could have stayed longer and seen more. They put me back when the ambulance came. And then I was back here hurting, full of pain, full of heaviness. It was terrible.
Well, and a lot of people, like from watching a lot of ND stories, and I hear a lot when people say they have a hard time adjusting to life, like adjusting to being in life after going to the other side. Did you have, like, I know you had a lot to deal with your body and everything, but did you find
the door for one of the dogs?
Did you find, Gail, that emotionally, mentally, did you struggle with bringing that information and adjusting to the real world again?
I don't know that I had trouble adjusting, other than I just didn't take things as seriously here. It's like nothing is that important, I tend to look at things like, if this were the last day of my life, would it matter? And I find myself saying that to people when so many people tend to come to me to just talk about their problems. I don't know why, but they do. And
you're a teacher healer.
Yeah.
I asked them, well, if today was the last day on earth, would that be important to you? I mean, really, how important is that? I mean, stop and think about it. It's not important.
Yeah.
So, it's just, that's the only thing I could think of that was really different for me, other than I really love life. You know, I love life. I just am very close to my family, you know.
Is that different? Do you love life even more than before? Or,
Yes.
or closer to your family than even before?
Right. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Of course, like going through something like that, you find out what your family's made of, you know. I found out how strong my children are, and, you know, it's like we would have
And how
made it.
loved you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you think, oh yeah, my kids love me, you know, but when something like that happens, you find out they really do love you, you know.
Yes.
Deep soul level, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deep level.
Yeah.
So, but I don't recall thinking much different other than that, you know, that really loving life. And it hurts me when I hear people not love life, or if they are struggling so hard, and it doesn't have to be that hard, you know.
No,
And
never does.
no,
Yeah.
and you want to tell them, but some you can tell and some you can't, you know. They're not ready to hear it.
But some people, they have to go through that too, because it's part of the human experience. They have
that's true.
an element of suffering, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's
what do you think
true.
about Erik? Would she be able to help, like, grievers groups? My husband and I went to grief groups before, and it's like
Mhm.
I found them more depressing, and we
Oh,
comforting and educating them, and it was just
Mhm.
we didn't get anything out of it. But I mean, but
Yeah.
that's not the case with everybody. Some people get a lot out of these grief groups. But I'm wondering if you're sharing your story to grief groups, like, I wonder if that would help a lot of people. Some would be open, some wouldn't. But what do
right.
you think about that?
Erik just said, and I don't know if maybe you've had these conversations with Ginger, but Erik said that you and Ginger have an upcoming project together in life.
Ooh, I can see that. Oh my God, Ginger channels the spirits, and you describe the human that was on the other side, you know, and has, you know, have that perspective. That'd be kind of cool.
What he's saying is
Oh, yeah.
there's opportunity here, and he says well, you're healers and you're extremely powerful together.
Yeah.
And the amount of wisdom, and Erik says both of you, because your experience, he says, there is a two sides to that. Not only do you have the wisdom of going to the other side, you also have the gosh, there's so much. Erik says the perseverance of the healing. Ginger has her connection to the spirit world and the perseverance through that difficulty in your family from her perspective. What he's showing me is there's so much that you can share with others to get through such challenging times. And so there's going to be something that comes from this for the two of you. And he says, like, the seeds have been already dropped. So Ginger must have something in her head.
Yes, she does. She said, she just told me, I've been thinking about this. So she's always planning. Even when she was a child, she planned constantly. She either moved all my furniture someplace else when I came home from work, because she's better. It'd all be on the same side of the house, but, you know, I had to leave it because she's afraid I wouldn't like it. But, or like, she met a lady that was parked out in front of our house eating her lunch. And Ginger was only like 5. She went out there, told the lady is eating fish. And she said, oh, I was a fisherman in another life. Gave that lady a heart attack practically. She ran up to the door with Ginger. She goes, do you know? And she starts telling me about her. I said, I know. Ginger, come in.
That's funny. That is cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great. That is an amazing story, Gail. Thank you very much for sharing that with us.
And I hope you stay on if you're comfortable, because people might want to ask questions. We have some callers, lots of them. But first, I promised somebody Well, first of all, I want to know, somebody sent me this YouTube about something called this terahertz frequency radiation therapy. TERA hertz, HERTZ frequency therapy. And it blows frequencies and put it on your back. It heals your back. I mean, I don't know. Is that really a real thing, or is it just a bunch of bull?
Erik says that it's similar to, I don't know if it's an apparatus, like he shows me a box, like wearing a box.
No, it's
hanging
a wand. It's almost like it looks like a curling iron. And there's a cheaper one, and then there's a professional one, which is like over $3,000. And there's, I don't know what else there is, but yeah.
It says it has benefit to it. Yes, there's benefit to it. Of course, with belief, it's not the same. Like you were, it's very. This is very different.
These people do say belief has to go in tandem with this.
Yes.
Okay, another question from somebody who lives on the other side of the world in Finland. So cool. Her name is Gita Yazdi. So I promised her I'd ask this very simple question. Erik, am I in communication with Andromedans, Pleiadians, or tall white beings? I can feel I'm connected to someone. I have some probably hidden clairvoyant skills, possibly. So, yeah, what about that?
Andromedan, he says. And he says that she has a place or a seat on a ship. So the way he's showing it to me is she's got another version of herself that exists on a ship, and they're in communication with her. And so he's like giving the green light. Yes, they're communicating with you, and continue to notice them, speak to them. There's a lot of back and forth that's happening energetically, which will increase. But yes, it's Andromedan.
That's very cool. And she says she feels like she's supposed to awaken people, like as some sort of job working with these beings is to help awaken people. Just like Gail has awakened a lot of people listening.
Yes. And Erik says, write. And he's telling her, start writing now. Okay. Start writing what you're experiencing, what you're thinking, what you're doing. Start writing it.
Very cool. All right. I guess, are we ready to take callers right now, Erik? You okay? Gail, you too?
I'm fine, yes.
He says, you bet.
Yeah, all right.
And Ginger's there too. Jump in, Ginger.
Jump
in.
Yeah.
So we got somebody from the 860 area code. Hi there, how you doing?
Hi, Lisa. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Erik.
Hi.
I don't even know how to fashion this into a question or a simple question. So I was recently diagnosed with cancer, which is just blowing my mind because I feel good. And
metastatic adenocarcinoma. Your name is Carolyn. They probably need to know that. Last initial R.
And I don't know, like, I don't agree with Western chemotherapy. I think it's kind of barbaric. And I don't know what to do as far as treatment go. I don't know. I guess I just want any advice Erik can give me. I don't even know what my question is.
Let me as a doctor ask a couple of questions. Where is the primary of this metastatic adenocarcinoma? It could be breast, lung. No, I'm asking Erik.
I don't know. Well, are you asking Erik?
Yeah. Liver. It could be all sorts of things. The colon, pancreas. Where did it start?
He's identifying the chest.
I got the chest.
Yeah. So I've talked to Carolyn off and on about low-dose naltrexone, which is, the why not drug. It's so safe. And it has been known to cure advanced stage, pancreatic cancer even. But then we were talking about some of the dewormers, because I think your daughter is a vet, right, Carolyn?
Right, yeah.
So there's ivermectin that works in some cancers. It seems to, they're repurposing it as a cancer drug now.
Yeah.
So, and there's also fenbendazole. Would any of the we can't really give medical advice, but should she look into any of those, or an energy healer? And what, Eric?
Ivermectin. He's also saying vitamin C infusion,
Oh yeah.
to look into that.
Okay.
Food. He says your food. Really look at what you're eating as well. If you can get in touch with a naturopath.
Oh, ginger.
Ginger. Yes, yes, yes.
That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, diet's a big thing that needs to be looked at. Definitely, that can help.
What
Absolutely.
about IV alpha lipoic acid? Intravenous, but I mean, you can also take it orally. But
Anything that builds the immune system.
Yeah.
Huh?
Anything that builds the immune system.
Well, the
Yes.
IV alpha lipoic acid is often used in concert with low dose naltrexone.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you find somebody to infusion center. I don't know. Or can she get by with just oral? So what about the alpha lipoic acid?
Oral's not going to be as strong.
Yeah. All
But
right. So
it's better than nothing.
finding a doctor or an infusion center. I don't know.
You should be able to find one. They do have them. Where are you located?
I'm in Maryland.
You should be able to find one, because I know they've got them, all over the place. You should be able to find one. Just to go on Google
Okay.
and look for it. Eric says there's one close to you. So
Cool.
Oh.
But yeah, so
within an hour.
get in touch with Ginger. We're gonna put Paula is gonna put her information in the description box, because
Yes.
this is gonna end up being a YouTube.
Okay. Yep.
Yes.
All right, Carolyn, we'll talk later, dude.
Okay.
Rooting
Thank
for
you
you.
so much. Bye bye.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye.
So scary. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, got somebody from the 954 area code. Hi there, how you doing?
Yes, hi, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for sharing your experience. I wanted to tell
Thank
you,
you.
right before my mom passed away, I had an experience as well. That I had a spiritually transformative experience. About a year before my mom passed away, I was just exhausted and I wasn't sleeping. It was like in between awake and asleep. I just went to this unbelievable garden. It wasn't as if I was a participant. I was a spectator. I was like just looking at miles and miles and miles of grass. And
Meadows.
there
Mhm.
are no adjectives to describe the flowers and just
Mhm.
everything. I mean, I was just, but it's the feeling. I felt so complete and happy and whole again. I mean, I felt like I'm home. This is it. I'm home. I don't want to go
Beautiful.
anywhere. It's a state of consciousness.
I'm wondering if this was your way to prepare yourself for your mother's death, maybe, so that the grieving wouldn't be as difficult.
It was definitely because my mother and I was so close.
Yeah.
And I lost my father when I was a teenager, and I went off to spend with alcohol.
Oh
And
yeah.
I think this was somebody came, and I was 50 when I lost my mom, but I think somebody came, and I don't know who. I didn't see anyone. I was just in this state of being, in this state of consciousness, going to this garden, and the colors are just, there are no adjectives to describe the feeling of,
Yeah.
I felt completely loved. Everything was love. I mean, it was just a place infused with love.
You got a sneak
So-
peek without dying, basically. You got almost like a lucid dream, I guess, right? Eric?
Astro traveling is what it kind of sounds like.
astral travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't even know if it was a dream. I mean, it was just something a place that I went to I was exhausted. People say you can get to this place through meditation. I don't even have, my mind is so cluttered and shattered. I can't even, but I just came to this place. And then a year later, my mom passed away and I was completely okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I know where she is. I know how she is. So, my daughter was a little girl then, and she remembered. She said, "Oh, Ma, you were at the garden. Did you see the houses? Did you see the buildings?" She was telling me about what she remembered before she came.
Oh my God!
Oh, wow!
Wow.
God, I mean, it was just incredible. And there's a story to be told, and a message to be told. And I'm 41 years sober. And
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Yeah.
I don't say that at meetings, but I was blessed and with many spiritual experiences, and I think that it's just amazing. It's healing. It's comforting, and there's a story to be told. And I think you have to, you have to get the message out, because too many people
They're so suffering. They're in the dark. We're scared.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing your story.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And God bless you all. And just, and thank you for sharing, your story as well. I appreciate listening, because it, makes me feel, more validation.
Yeah. What is your first name and where are you from?
My name is Sharon, and I'm from New York City.
All right, Sharon, thank you so much. That means a lot to a lot of our listeners, I'm sure, and the people who are going to watch this on YouTube. So, thank you, Sharon.
Yes. And
oh God, I hung up on her. She had more to say.
Thanks, Sharon. Love you, Sharon.
Sorry. All right, 702 Erica, what you got for us?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. How are you?
Oh, hi. How you doing? I'm good. This is Jim from Las Vegas. How you doing?
Jim, hi.
Good.
30,000
Hi, Jim.
up. Jim, yes.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I've had a lot of weird dreams lately. I mean, I dream all the time anyway, but lately they've just gotten really, really strange.
Really?
Just wonder if Erik has any input as to what's going on with it.
Are they disturbing dreams? Happy dreams? What kind of dreams are you talking about?
Not really disturbing. They're just so weird and so strange. It just don't make sense.
Yeah, I got those all the time. Like all of a sudden I'm running with a giant pencil, weird stuff. It make no sense. And then I go to dreaming about unloading the dishwasher. So, whatever. So what's going on with Jim? What's going on with Jimbo? Erik, what's going on with his dreams?
Well, Jim, you are traveling. So you've got a mixture between there's some of your subconscious and there is some traveling, and some of your traveling goes into other dimensions, and I say other lifetimes, but whatever you're viewing is not necessarily like a lifetime like Earth. So you must be seeing some different things.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen I've been around a lot of people in my dreams that I don't know here on Earth in this lifetime, so I figure I go somewhere else.
Most of this other lifetimes past or future, Erik, or is he visiting other star systems and
both?
Well, yeah, both, and I also get that there's going to be something happen without a body with you, Jim, if you haven't already been having that happen, because there's something changing with your energy, like your vibration, something's shifting.
Very cool. It sounds like it. You're going through some sort of phase.
I thought that because sometimes I get, I wake up and I'm beat. I'm just so tired after sleeping for hours.
You've been busy.
Dreams are so.
You've been busy.
Traveling.
Yeah.
All
right. Thanks, Jim, for sharing that. I mean, we got some fascinating things going on. Here.
That's amazing. So interesting.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. All right. We got somebody from the 310 area code. Same area code as my sister, Terry, in Topanga. What's up? How are you?
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Hi, this is Nicole calling from Marina Del Rey. Thank you so much for all that you do. I guess since you said this was going to be a fun radio show, I thought I would ask Erik if he's been playing pranks on me.
Probably. He's a rascal. I apologize in advance.
He said, would you like another one?
I was in class. I'm a sound healer, and he helped me in class. And there was a gentleman snoring, and I said, "Can you please get him to stop snoring?" And the man stopped snoring for a minute, but then the Bluetooth speaker started. It would say like it was trying to connect, which that never happened. So it was interrupting the session about 4 times.
Oh.
And so I don't know. I just thought maybe that I just asked them to help me. You know?
Yeah, he likes to help and keep helping.
Was that him messing with the Bluetooth? He loves electronics.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he said he asked you if you want another prank. Do you? Well,
Sure. As long as you know.
it's not creepy and scary.
Sure, why not? I have class tonight, so if he wants to help, then that would be awesome too. Any help?
Yeah, he's
Always
rolling up his sleeves. So
Awesome. I remember Jamie Butler was having some big thing in front of an audience, and she was channeling him, and I can't remember exactly, but he through her said something like, "Ta-da! Here I am!" and boom, thunder at the same time. I mean, really loud thunder.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
I love you, Erik.
that's awesome.
All right, let's go.
I
on
love
to-
you, Mom.
I love
Thank you
you.
for sharing
Yeah.
that, Nicole.
I love you, Mama.
Got somebody from the 775 area code. Hi, how are you? We got 2 775 area codes.
Hmm.
This is
The same time?
775-437. I won't go further. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hi, there you are. How are you?
Good. I didn't think I got picked. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Question for Erik. I'm adopted, and I've always wanted to know where I came from.
Well, what's your first name?
I'd be able to meet
What's your first name?
is my family. Jackie.
Jackie, okay. And what was your question again?
I am adopted.
Right.
I wondered if I will be able to meet my real family on the other side.
Oh.
Will you be able to meet your family on the other side?
Right. Her biological family, a father and mother.
Right.
Yes. And do you know anything about them? Because you have siblings. There's 2 that are coming up as siblings in spirit.
Oh, they're in spirit?
There's 2. They're showing 2 in spirit,
Oh.
like siblings. Do you know if they've passed?
I have no idea who my real family is.
Yeah. Wow. Mm.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything on parents, but Eric's showing me 2 siblings. 2 siblings in
So,
spirit.
could the parents still be alive? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think so, because I'm 60.
Okay. Well, you never know. All right. Well,
I don't know if you're getting anything, Ginger, but I can feel a female on Earth.
I was gonna say her mother.
oh, mother's
Her
still
mother.
alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Like 90, like early 90, 90s.
Wow.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My kids are 60 and I'm here.
90 seconds.
All right. So can you probe into the mother's mind? I mean, Eric, what is she thinking about giving her Jackie up for adoption?
I'm getting a little bit of Alzheimer's, dementia right now with her is what I'm getting. But if Eric is showing me that there was some kind of financial issue. She was very young, is what I'm getting. And it was very hard for her. Very hard. This was one of the hardest things she ever had to do. That's what I'm getting.
All right. Well, I guess that's all we have time for. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Michelle. And of course, Gail. And
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you have been such a delight. And
This was awesome.
I hope you weren't as nervous as you said you were going to be, because you pulled it off, man. You didn't seem like you were nervous at all.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Be sure you hit. I'm joking. Get ready for my near-death experience. Be sure you hit the notification bell, share, and subscribe. And hit the like button. Why not? I mean, a couple of button pushes. Big.
That's right.
Love you all.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye,
Eric says,
Michelle.
Mom. Bye, Gail. Bye, Ginger.
Love
you.
My daughter having her baby tomorrow night.
Yes. Yes. Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good night, everybody.
Good